Hi, everyone. Um, I wanted to check in because I'm hoping that you're feeling an energetic shift since the news of President elect Joe Biden and Vice President elect Kamala Harris. Incredible. The last 4 years, as you know, because you're a human being on the planet, it's been challenging. And it's felt like we're at war because we have been. There obviously, with humanity, we go through different phases and cycles, and there's been quite a long phase of humanity vibrating more with ego than with spirit and soul. And obviously, we all have egos, but we are energetically powered. You know, we have an energy that is inside of us that is a soul, and that is made of star stuff. And that's what we're meant to be vibrating with. We're not meant to be vibrating with ego. Ego is meant to be used, in those moments we all know when they happen in life where we got to get out our ego. And we've seen in the last 4 years what happens when you embolden people who operate solely in ego with power. And things don't go very well. And that is also a mirror for our own lives, right? When we vibrate more in ego, things don't go as well as when we vibrate in spirit. So this wasn't only a physical reality situation where we're dealing with Donald Trump. We've been dealing with the spiritual impacts of what that kind of dense, evil energy does, right? And the thing that we are slowly, I think, realizing is that fortunately or unfortunately, and it's unfortunately right now, we're all connected. So those people that, we want to talk about as being, ignorant and ill and broken, who are aligning with these types of ideologies, they're still human beings. So they're still connected to us. So we can hate them all we want, but that, we're hating ourselves because we're connected to them. So eventually that energy is going to flow back. So the best direction, I think, right now for what we're going to be going through came from some of my helpers. So I do energy work. So it's not just me. I'm not this smart. I think, a fairly intelligent human being, but the stuff that I try to deliver doesn't always necessarily come just from me. So, I've been obviously, as a human being on the planet, going through this as well with you, even though I do energy work. We're all still connected. We go through these things together. And for me, I asked for some direction. What is this? What are we going through? And so I wanted to share that with you, and I hope it helps, because it certainly helped me, and it made way more sense today. I got some of this information yesterday. So the biggest message I got was that we as human beings are going through a living evolution, which I talked about before, but we're going through this living evolution, and we've come sort of as far as we can where we've been. So we've been going through this, cycle of, masculinity, war, patriarchy, colonialism, all of these things, capitalism, these things that are really not things that vibrate very well with nature or natural systems or order. And we're going through a time where we're realizing how out of sync we've become, right? With nature, with, the way that we are supposed to behave as human beings on the planet. So now that we're in this cycle of change, because we are, the biggest message I'm getting is that it's almost as if, stay with me here, humanity is a snake that's outgrown its skin. So we're in this phase, which, in nature, when a snake sheds, it goes underground. Goes away, comes back out, and it's a slow process because we don't want to damage the new skin. That's where we are right now as human beings, right? So we're in this phase of rebirth, right? Regeneration, because enough of us woke up and realized, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't feel so good. And I think maybe things are out of sync. And we entertain the idea that there is evil and that what it looks like when you put it in power is really, really, really bad. But there's a lot of people on the planet who aren't well, right? There's a lot of people who've gone through trauma, who are hurt, and there's that saying, hurt people hurt people. Well, they do. I know, because I was one and I did it for a long time. So part of change and part of growing as human beings is understanding, hey, wait a minute, maybe we didn't get this right? Maybe all these things that we have assigned power in our society weren't really helping us. And maybe, just maybe, the idea of taking care of each other is what's actually going to bring us back together. So I ask you to just think about it. The idea that we're a snake, we're shedding our skin, we've shed that old skin, that fascist skin, we all know it's not working very well, but we still have to have compassion for these people who aren't well, who think that this is the only way to go, and who think that this is the only way it could be, and who see something in this evil man that makes them somehow feel like they're a part of it. And it's our job, moving forward in this new era, with our new skin, to be able to see that, deal with it, and understand that yes, we bring energy to the table because we're human beings, and that's what our currency is. That's what we operate with. So when we're putting out fear and negativity and, pain and division, that's what it's going to be like. So it's going to take some time. Nature moves slowly. We need to learn from that. The pandemic is teaching us to slow down, right? These things are not coincidences. This is synchronicity. This is nature saying, hey guys, this isn't working. Stop. You're all connected, right? If you connect the way you've been connecting, you're going to get sick. And then we've also had this whole political thing going on at the same time. That's not an accident, right? So I hope that everyone's feeling some relief today. I hope you're getting as much sunshine as I am here in Toronto. And I just wanted to share that message with you about the rebirth, the shedding of the skin, because that's why this has been so painful, right? We're not used to this. We're not snakes, right? So we're going through this process, we're evolving, and we're getting less dense. And I will tell you, and I'm willing to, maybe even put some money and bet on it. I'm joking. But that by 2022, we're going to see phenomenal changes with the way that humanity is living on this planet. And I know right now it feels really hard and it hurts because we're not seeing our people, we're not able to, hug our people and celebrate the way we normally would. But I would like you to entertain the idea that that's part of it, right? Spending time with ourselves, enjoying the feelings with ourselves, is going to send you back into the world in a much better vibration. I'm telling you. And that's what I've learned about this whole energy thing. I call it spirit, creator, whatever you want to call it. You can call it God or the universe. It's a way better executive producer than I've ever been, and I've done pretty well at it in my life. It also has a way better plan and, than anything that we can imagine. And I hope that you too feel the fireworks that are happening on a universal scale, because spirit's happy, right? We energetically shifted enough of our energy to realize this is wrong, and it was tight, right? This was tight, and that should scare us into action. So thank you. It's always nice to share space with you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. This is a longer one, but I hope it was worth it. Bye.